Hi everyone. So thank you for visiting my video in YouTube. I'm wishing you having a good day today. If not, try to make it a happy day for you because life is short. So creating this video is to fulfill the requirement of my subject this semester, which is IMS556, Information System Interaction and Consultation. Are you familiar with the picture I've shown you before? If not, we will discuss it later. But before we do that, it really helps me if you can like and share this video and subscribe for these pages. So we meet next session. We meet again. So have you have the answer for the picture that I shown you in the beginning of this video? If not, I will just tell you what it is about and what is the picture that I shown you. So the picture that I shown you in the beginning of the video is called virtual reality or VR. VR is a simulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. Application of virtual reality can include entertainment and educational purposes. Its function as the simulation of a real environment for training, education, and the development of an imagined environment for a game or interactive story. It was started with Air Force as part of their flight training program as a flight simulator, which is much easier and cheaper for new pilots practicing stuff like fighting maneuver, ejecting, shooting things, and so on. VR is a slightly different from augmented reality or AR. Augmented reality and mixed reality are another distinct types of VR technology. Style technology. On a computer, virtual reality is primarily experienced through two of the five senses, which are sight and sound. In 2015, companies started making personal VR experience devices, which requires purchasing the item, or you can also DIY or do it yourself by using some materials like cardboard, lenses, and other things. For more information of the virtual reality or VR, I will show you a video what is VR and how does it work.
Virtual reality is a fully immersive computer-simulated environment that gives a user the feeling of being in that environment instead of the one they're actually in. A lot of video games have already developed the technology to put the user in an interactive world, in the driver's seat of a car, or on the battlefield in a first-person shooter, or even in your own little town. However, your perception of reality is not altered. You're simply a spectator overseeing the events that are happening in that world. In order for your brain to perceive a virtual environment, there are a few key factors that are vital for the creation of an immersive experience necessary for virtual reality. While there are different display methods, one of the most popular ways to experience virtual reality is through a headset. Headset devices use stereoscopic display to make what you see three-dimensional, and to give depth to the image that you're looking at, kind of like how our eyes see anyways. However, stereoscopic display does not an immersive experience make. The ability to track a user's motion, particularly their head and eye movements, allows the image displayed in the headset to actually change with your perspective. So if you turn your head to the left, the display will render whatever is on your left in that environment. Besides vision, certain VR experiences will also include other sensory stimulation like sound and even tactile feedback for touch. Lastly, in order to truly alter the perception of our reality, there has to be a certain level of virtual interactivity. True interactivity should allow a certain degree of user-controlled navigation, so I should be able to walk forward, backward, or turn through space in the virtual environment so that I don't feel like I'm just watching an elaborate 3D movie. When we are able to freely move within that environment and even interact with things in it, our brains can truly perceive that world as real, and thus, virtual reality. Virtual reality has a lot of practical purposes outside of gaming, and has been used for training simulators for soldiers, pilots, and doctors. But it is pretty cool for gaming too. Virtual reality has seen somewhat of a resurrection lately thanks to exceedingly improved technology and hardware. Devices like the Oculus Rift have advanced the VR experience by including superior graphics, improved latency, and wider range of motion. Reduced cost of components are also allowing virtual reality devices to become more affordable for consumers. For more information on virtual reality, check out Mashable's latest coverage, and don't forget to watch the other videos in our Mashable Explained series. And I'm gonna unplug now, so I'll see you guys later.
Do you know what the difference between VR, virtual reality, and AR, augmented reality? So, virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, you can consider as two sides of the same coin. You could think that AR as VR with one foot in the real world. AR simulates artificial objects in the real environment, while VR creates an artificial environment to inhabit. In AR, the computer uses sensors and algorithms to determine the position and orientation of a camera. AR technology then renders the 3D graphics as they would appear from the viewpoint of the camera, superimposing the computer-generated images over a user's view of the real world. While different from VR, virtual reality, the computer uses similar sensors and math. However, rather than locating a real camera within a physical environment, the position of the user's eyes are located within the simulated environment. If the user's head down, the graphic reacts accordingly. Rather than compositing virtual objects and a real scene, VR technology creates a convincing, interactive world for the user. For your information, there are types of virtual reality, VR. There are three types of VR. The first one is VR walkthroughs. VR walkthrough give an immersive tour of a space using VR Oculus or headsets. VR walkthroughs makes a person feel like they are actually inside the space in person. It is perfect for sharing future plans and ideas, for marketing an experience, or even taking individually, virtually to any environment. The second type of VR is VR 360 photos. VR 360 photos allow users to view places with a bird-eye view. This type creates a complete panoramic scene as a single image about 360-degree circle or spherical view. And the last type of VR is VR 360 videos. VR 360 video allow a user to play around with the visual, enabling the viewer to consume video in any angle. It gives a wholesome experience in terms of understanding how and what happened in the story. I will show you the video how the VR walkthrough is being operated.
First, let's talk about how you'll interact in VR. Have a look at your motion controllers. They should look like a pair of hands. Go ahead and wave them around. Now, to interact with or pick up objects you encounter in VR, you'll want to get one of these hands close to an object, then press and hold the trigger on that motion controller. This will grasp the object. To release the object, simply release the trigger. Some interactive objects are a part of the environment, like doors, drawers, and switches. Keep a lookout for them as you explore. On the table in front of you, you'll see several items you can pick up. Go ahead and practice picking up and setting down those items now. Good. Next, we'll show you how to navigate around large virtual spaces using your teleporter. Hold out one of your motion controllers in the direction you'd like to go, then press and hold down the large touchpad button and aim the target to a location in the room. Give it a try now. Good. Finally, let's talk about how to access and operate your VR scenario menu. Using either of your motion controllers, press down the menu button to bring up the scenario menu. Give that a try now. Okay, that wraps up our introduction to how to get around in VR. Feel free to stick around and practice. When you're ready, open your scenario menu and select Launch Training Exercise to put these new skills to the test.
So in conclusion, I really hope that this video at least give you a new information about virtual reality or VR. And last but not least, I hope that you hit the button like and button share. That's all from me. Thank you.